I have 4 questions you have to ask yourself at the end of every single day. Now, these questions are designed to help you to release the stress of today, to set yourself up for tomorrow, and to end the day in a way where you are relaxed. Be at the end of your workday, be at the end of your day before you go into bed. Today, as we continue our mini tools series, I'm going to share with you the 4 questions that I end every single day with, and it's one of my favorite things to share with others. This is Monterastelli, and welcome to the Tapping Q&A podcast recorded live to tape from Williamsburg in Brooklyn. This is episode 592, originally aired January 3rd, 2023. Hi, everyone. I hope this finds you well wherever you are and whatever time of day you're getting a chance to listen to this. Thanks for spending a little time with me today. Today, as we continue our mini tools series, I'm going to share with you something that initially I created for parents so that they could have a way to end their day with their children, so they could do a little debriefing, teach their kids a little emotional intelligence, do some tapping with them. And in the process of creating it, I realized that not only is this great for kids, this is great for everyone. Before we jump into the tool, like I said, I love sharing this with families and individuals so they can use it while they are tapping. If you are new to tapping, tapping is a tool that I use every single day for myself. I use with my clients to create healing, to create transformation. If you are new to tapping and have no idea what I'm talking about, all you need to do is follow the little red arrow in the upper right-hand corner. Click on the link right there. It will take you to learntotap.com. There's a very short, simple instructional video, which will make it so that you can start to incorporate tapping into your day, and you can see how to use it with the tool I'm about to share with you today. At the end of the day, be it the end of my work day or the end of my day before I'm going into bed, there are 2 things that I like to do. I like to let go of any stress that I'm carrying from today, and I would like to release any worry that I have about tomorrow. Because at the end of the workday, if I'm carrying stress with me or I'm worried about tomorrow, it's going to be hard for me to be present to my loved ones or whatever I'm doing in the evening. And at the end of the day, if I am stressed about tomorrow or I'm worried about what is going to happen or I'm still carrying a burden from today, it's going to make it hard for me to sleep. And so what I like to do is I like to ask myself 4 questions. Now, as I'm asking myself these questions, I'm just tapping along, asking the question, and then answering the questions out loud. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to share the 4 questions with you, and then I'm just going to talk about why we use those questions and what is the order that we do them in. Question number 1 is, what was the best part about today? And after you ask yourself that question, process your way through this. And if you're doing this by yourself and you're not saying anything out loud, don't just go, meeting this afternoon went awesome. Like, tune in, pay attention to that. Today, the meeting at 1:00 was the best thing that happened today because I got to connect with colleagues who are going to help us to create something really, really awesome. We solved a whole bunch of problems, which is going to make it easier for us to move forward. So by engaging in the details, I'm not just thinking of this moment, but I'm engaging the emotion, which is a good thing for me to do. Again, tapping the entire time. The second question I asked myself was, what was the hardest part about today and why? And again, I'm not going to go phone call with so-and-so. I'm going to talk about, so the phone call I had today was really hard because I had to challenge a loved one about something and they didn't want to hear me. They pushed back, they hung up on me, and now they are angry at me. That's disappointing because I just want to be helpful. So again, you can see all I'm doing is I'm giving the details. I'm explaining as if I was explaining it to someone else who was not there. Question number 3, we now start looking forward, is what is the thing that I'm worried about most tomorrow? And again, it's not just the meeting I have in the morning or the thing I have to bring up at work. Go into detail. This is what I'm worried about. This is why I'm worried about it. This is what might go wrong. And then the 4th question we ask ourselves is, what is the thing that I'm most excited about tomorrow? And again, do this with energy, like you're sharing it with someone like, I can't wait for tomorrow because I get to. And when you do this, it doesn't have to be some big firecracker amazing thing. It could be something really, really small. It could be something that is simple, but whatever you are most excited about is a great thing for us to tune into. And so you can see the questions. They go from today into tomorrow, and you'll notice they go positive, negative, negative, positive. And that is by design. What was the best part about today? So I'm starting on an upbeat, so it's easier for me to engage in this particular activity. I'm not starting out going, boy, today sucked because sometimes it's hard for me to engage in a thoughtful way in transformation if I'm starting in that place. So by starting with the positive, I'm giving myself the ability to engage with this tool in an energetic way. So then I go, what's the hardest part of today? Tapping on that, I'm releasing that worry, I'm releasing that stress to make it easier to let go. And then again, as we look to tomorrow after we've taken care of today, in this case, we're starting with the negative. What's the thing I'm most worried about? Because for me, at least, most often when I think about the next day, it's almost always the thing I'm worried about first before the thing I'm excited about first. So I get a chance to clear all of that by doing some tapping. And then finally, what's the thing that I'm most excited for tomorrow? Now that I've released the worry about tomorrow and the anxiety about tomorrow, I can really lean in and just indulge in the deliciousness of that thing that is coming. And so the order of the questions I find useful. What was the best part about today? What was the worst part about today? What am I worried about tomorrow? What am I excited for tomorrow? Not only takes care of everything from today and tomorrow, but it does it in a flow that's really, really natural. Now, I mentioned at the beginning of this, and this is for you parents out there, I originally developed this tool for parents so they could do something at the end of their day with their kids. And so in doing this, what it does is it starts to teach your kids to talk about their experience and how they felt about it. It gives them permission to walk their way through this. Now, when you are doing this, when it comes to the tapping, there's two ways you can do it. You can either have your child tapping on themselves and maybe they're mirroring you, or you can be in a circumstance where as they're narrating it, as long as you have permission, you tap on them from point to point while it's going on. So it gives you an opportunity to not only talk about the things they're excited about and the things that they're worried about, but you get to do it in a close proximity, intimate way. Like for me to touch you while I'm tapping on you, I have to be leaning in. I have to be listening closely. So it creates this really lovely bond. Now, a number of parents that I've taught this to have reported the kids want the parents to do it too, which I think is really, really awesome. Because we're demonstrating that we are not perfect. There are things that we're worried about and there's things that we're excited about. And again, you can tap on yourself, or if you trust your child's dexterity, you can have them tap on you as you are working through the process as well. Now, one note. When we are sharing the thing that we are most worried about or the worst part about today and the thing we're worried about tomorrow, and we're tapping with our children, this is not going to be the exact same activity as if I'm tapping on my own. If I'm tapping on my own, I might be going, oh my gosh, I have a really hard meeting with my boss tomorrow. I'm worried about I'm going to lose my job. That's an appropriate thing for me to be tapping on my own. It's probably not a thing for me to be appropriately tapping on with my 5-year-old at the end of the day, because instead of tapping on them to make them feel better, I'm going to be tapping in a way where they're going to add nerves to what is going on. So if you decide to do this tool with your children, and if you decide to share as you are doing that, which I think is awesome to model to children that adults have emotions too, know your audience, talk about things in an appropriate way. It's okay to say, I'm worried about this thing, and it doesn't have to be the worst. I'm concerned about this thing. It doesn't have to be the biggest. It will make it easier for you to engage. So if you're tapping on your own, if you're tapping with children, again, the questions are best part of the day was and why, worst part of today was and why, thing I'm worried about most tomorrow and why, thing I'm most excited for tomorrow and why. Take you 5 minutes. It's such an amazing way to just unplug, disconnect, and release at the end of the day, making it easier for you to be stress-free, making it easier for you to enjoy your evening, making it easier for you to rest gently. So this is tool number 4 in our 5-part mini series on mini tools. As you can see on the screen right now, there's a link to the entire playlist. If you missed some of the earlier ones, click on it. Depending on when this came out, when you're watching this, the 5th one is already up in the series. For Tapping Q&A's, Gene Monterastelli. Hope you have a great day, and I will talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.